Desmond here from Performance Destination. If you're looking to have your car tuned, whether it's on the dyno or remote, reach out to us and see what we can do for you. We meet the needs on all computer systems.
So we was having some issues with this car. Some voltage was dropping. It was targeting down to like 12.7, 12.8. His alternator wiring wasn't assigned or set up or wired into the harness. We got that set up now, and the voltage is back up there. It's like 13.4, roughly decent. Could be better. I went out on the street to make a little drive on it and work the pump gas stuff, and just wanted to make sure the voltage was good, make sure the voltage was fine, and whatnot. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit on the street while I was able to. And now we're going to load on the dyno, and we're going to begin and see where we stand, see where we go. This way, everything looks good. The thing is with this is, if the voltage is low, while tuning, you never want to tune the car while the voltage is low, because it's going to drop fuel pressure. The injectors are going to start closing, and then the problem is when you do fix the voltage and turn it back up, then the car is going to run too rich. The injectors are going to start opening up, and it's going to run a lot more trail to the richer side. So there's no point of even tuning it. But now that we have the voltage back up and it's looking good, then we're going to load it up on the dyno, and then we're going to see what we do and make some power, both fuels.
Let's kind of get into it. I just set up some basic parameters for him. You can see right here his battery voltage is at 13.0 right now. It's still dropping. His voltage is still dropping, still falling off. I'm gonna keep going. Now it's 12.9, 12.6, 12.8. AFRs are staying good. That's not a problem. Fuel pressure is staying decent. That's not a problem as of right now. And then I keep going up, 12.7, 12.8. AFR is still decent, still good. But then, you know, the voltage is dropping off. So I kind of went over with the customer what he needs to do. And we're going to just leave it on the pump gas right now. And then we're going to address all the issues and see what we do.
Like, I don't want to force this car to make power. I don't want to force this car to have a session just to have a session. You know, I want to make sure these cars run good. I want to make sure if there's any problems I see, I want to address it. I want to bring it to his attention. I want him to see exactly everything that I see from the log. The car is running really good. Idle, drivability, wide open throttle, AFR is good, timing is still soft. You know, we're at lower fives right now, but I let out that pass so I can rev it out some more and we can make some more power. I'm gonna check the duty cycle of where we at. That was on gate. No boost control yet, no settings, nothing set up yet. That was on gate. I want to see what he does on gate, because on 90, when he's on 93, I don't want to boost on it too hard. I don't want to make too much on 93. I just want him to run it as is, how much I can make it on gate. And then switch over to E85 and kind of turn it up from there. I may work a little bit on the boost control on this car because I kind of want to just make a little bit more torque on it and kind of spool it up and speed it up a little bit. But overall, it's good right where it's at. Even if I stop right now, it's good right where it's at. He's fine with stopping the session and fixing and addressing his issues. That's important. It's so important to fix and address your issues and not force the car just because you're here on the dyno, you're here right now. You don't want to be the kind of person like, you know what, let's just get it done because we're here. Because we want these things to stay together, live another day, live longer, stay safe on these motors. So let's see where we're at, and we're going to continue on.
Let's get right into it. That was a clean pull. He did really good on that pull, so I'm gonna go over it some. The AFRs was really good on that. It stayed good. Fuel pressure stayed pretty decent, but I did start seeing at this point it fell off a little bit, and then it's probably right around the time where I'm about to let out, maybe give or take. Yeah, right around the time I'm letting out. So I guess it stays pretty decent. The boost on that was pretty decent. 25 pounds of boost. Yeah, 25 pounds, almost 26, but it stayed really good. The car feels amazing. It sounds amazing. It spools really good. So on the last pull I did, but he is, wanted to get touched up on. He wanted to get everything touched up properly on 93, where it's a full send. So I wanted to make sure everything for him feels good as is for him. So this way, like on pump gas, it feels really strong, and then he could go back and fix his little bugs, little issues he had with his battery voltage and whatnot. Drop to 13 volts. That pull, actually, when I was monitoring it, the battery voltage stayed better on that pull, on everything like that, but it's still like, I know there's an inconsistent situation going on, because there you go right there. It's at 12.9 volts now, at 7,700 RPMs, 11.2 AFR. It's pretty decent. Everything's really good, boost, everything like that. So it's like, I still think that he needs to go back to the drawing boards and still fix this, because once he fixed this car is going to be night and day difference. Also, another thing I want to mention is his duty cycle was getting up there. He was already on the previous runs right around 55 or so on the duty. Now on that last pull at 25 pounds, we're like right there at 90% on the duty. So already starting to tap out on the duty for the injectors on this car. So we need to revisit, what injectors he wants to upgrade to, what fuel pumps he wants to upgrade to. He originally built this car not really having like a number goal in mind. He just wants to make power. That's what he told me. I don't know what I want to do. Just want to make power. I want to make all of it. So now that I'm throwing some power at it and we're making some power, now I see where the limitations are on this car. Voltage for one, and injector duty for two. Now, but if his battery voltage goes back up, so say if his battery voltage goes up to 13.8, 14.2,
he'll have more fuel out of the injector, and it'll run richer, but then I'll have to pull fuel out of it, and then the duty's going to drop down, and he'll have more injector life back in it once he fixes battery voltage from 12.9, and he'll have more injector, but it ain't going to be that much. How much more? I'm not too sure how much more he'll have. It'd be better, the safe call to say, to upgrade his injector to something bigger. This way it never have to worry about it being a limitation. Going to a bigger fuel pump, this way we never have to worry about it being a limitation. He has a welding regulator on there, so that's perfect, best of the best. So I'm gonna test out drivability. If I have to clean it up, I'll clean it up. But yeah, this overall, it's been a really smooth day, regardless of the hiccups and the bugs. It comes to the territory of, you know, tuning and whatnot. I'm used to it. Y'all see my channel, y'all see all the videos I post, y'all see all the problems I have, everything I go over with at the end. So I'm used to it. So let's test out drivability. Let's make sure everything looks good. But that power band, that graph, perfect. He's gonna love this thing. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you his reaction when we go out on the street. I'm gonna record like I usually do, and I want you to see that reaction.
Yo, the wastegate opened up, and
I know at that torque level, it's gonna move. This is gonna move. It's almost 600 wheel, and it's gonna move. It's gonna feel good. So let's see. Let's check out drivability. Make sure everything else looks perfectly fine.
It did good. It was not even 4 runs, like basically 3 runs already got where I needed to be. So it feels good. The duty can probably drop also by the voltage. So if your voltage was back up, then it'll probably go richer, and I can probably pull fuel out, and that would probably drop the duty as well. You got quite a few things going on here with that. So overall it was good. Like, I have no problem. Air fire stays pretty good. Fuel pressure stays decent. Voltage is iffy, like I showed you. But you're already like at your limitations on your duty. So there's no even, to be honest with you, today would have been a waste if you put it on E. Yeah. Because I wouldn't be able to turn it up that much more from, it's at 88, 90 right now, roughly, percentage of injector duty. So from there, that's pretty much where you want to stop, actually. And you don't want to be at 100 on well like that, because you want to have a little bit of space in there for the injector to breathe. You definitely would need more injector, more pump. This right now, this as is, guarantee you will feel crazy to you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not the horsepower, it's more the torque of how hard it just ramps off. Yeah, 514. So at 5,800, so it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel really, really good. And the other runs, I was trying to play with the boost control and stuff, but like I was trying to like go with slow steps. I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing the jump on this shit. So like, let me do a bigger step, but set a cut just in case if it does go over. I was like 1 psi from the cut, so that was 25 pounds. So the cut was 26. So I'm probably gonna up the cut a little bit. Because just in case the air gets a little bit cooler, maybe you might go half a pound or a pound, whatever like that, or maybe a little different on the street than it was on dyno. But overall, it's good. Power band, the power comes on and it just carries out. Only thing I would change on this is probably bigger gate springs. Yeah. I'll probably go bigger gate springs, and I have ways of in the tune where I'll soften it. I'll soften the tune on 93. This way, it's not jamming too hard. And this way, it can still make like this on 93, But then on 85, I have the gate pressure for it to go turn up. You know, how much boost was I gonna go? If we had enough fuel, how much boost was I gonna go? I don't know. Whatever amount to make, you know, throw power at it. You know, this is basically about 600. It'll feel a lot stronger once I can throw more power at it, because I couldn't throw more at it too early because I already knew it would run. Like I told you, it would run out of fuel. So I wanted to try this and see what it does, and it ran out like this. So I would like, if possible, me personally, this, even if it was the same power band, to shift everything a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So a little bit earlier, but it will feel good. It has a real, I can feel it on the dyno. It has a really good gradual and then kick, and you can feel the power come in. But that also depends on the gate as well. The gate that you have, well, there'll be the springs on there as well. You have 18 pounds. Typically, maybe like 23, 25, depending, you know. Depending on this, you have to know where you want to be horsepower wise. That determines what injector you want to get, pump you want to get, or what springs you need in there. Once you determine that, then you can select the right parts of what needs to be in there.
Yeah.
So right now, I don't know where you want to be power wise.
Be at least over 800. I want to be like 900.
Over 8. Yeah, you'll need more spring. 18 psi spring pressure is not enough. It's not enough. You'll need more. You'll need
how much like max fuel is taking?
800.
Typically like springs half that.
Yeah, it'll be upper 30s, almost 40. Upper 30s, almost 40. Right around that, I think, for this. Give or take. If everything's efficient, it may make it less. Maybe more.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you have enough, I think you have enough turbo and turbine to make that. Typically, most cars I do with a 6266 is like upper 7s or 8. I did a car recently when I was in Cali, and we made 814, 664 foot-pounds of torque. But at first, he wanted all the power. I was like, all right. So I worked that turbo so it could hit hard.
Yeah.
And by like 4,800, 4,500, 4,600 RPMs, we made like 700 pounds of torque. So like it was crazy. But it was hitting. But I had a little bit of turbo like that, but he didn't want it like that. So I was like, all right, we turn it down, reshape it, and then like soften it up. 660 per pound. I think you can do roughly in that ballpark. What cams are in there?
I think they're.
Yeah. Have you did a compression test of this motor?
No.
I don't know, man. You're like the third person with a built engine that came here with no compression test.
It hasn't really been ran.
But that's the thing. I've had guys brand new engines. Before I do like a remote tune, it's required to do a compression test.
It's Bill 182s, Kelford.
Alright.
It's like street race.
But you may want to do that because what if because you get something brand new done, brand new built, brand new put together, does not mean it's, regardless, I don't care who it is. I've tuned from any shop, any performance shop, any machine shop. Sometimes you might have a sticky valve's not fully seated, or whatever's going on. It sounds healthy, it fires up, I'm not seeing no smoke, but you want to rule it out yourself and whatever like that, because what if you have one that's a little bit lower and you don't know, and you know, what power level are right now, if you seat it, say if that valve gets seated, it's going to go up. You know, you don't know what you're doing on the table. So as the engine's at full operating temperature, when you get home or however, do a compression test. See what all 6 read, write them all down so you know every cylinder, make sure they're all within spec, because you never know. How can I say that? You don't know. I don't know. You know, so like, but if it did feel funny, I would have pulled out my compression tester and tested it. So I would know. It felt good. I had a guy coming out from North Carolina, and he hit on the dyno, and I was like, bro, this thing's not schooling. If schooling, it ain't feeling right. I don't know. It feels great. Great AFR, idle, cruising, great all across the board. You didn't even realize it was even modified. I'm like, I guarantee you something's off with this shit. When they go test it, all cylinders red 90. So I was like, bro, no, let's stop. Take it back. Took it back to North Carolina. Pulled the engine. Fixed what he had fixed, dropped it back in, came back, and we made
a little over 800 and like almost 900, no, almost 600 pound torque. But caught a lot of shit early.
Yeah.
No. It was too late. But this felt good, so I kept it at it. But add that to the list of what needs to get done. Check over like that. So definitely bigger gate springs because you don't have enough gate to make 8 over 8. Like I would have got to the point where I'm trying to do stuff and it's not making anymore. It would have tapped out. Yeah, it would have tapped out. That bigger injectors. But if you're interested, I may have injectors. I'm thinking about that. Yeah, but I don't think I have it here. I have a set of 2600s. That's too much here. That's too overkill for your car. I have a set of 2400s.
Yeah.
It's a set of 8. No, I can't really. Then I would do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it too. So yeah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Yeah, let's get a set. Just get a set of 6, and then yeah, you do it that way. Whatnot. Unless you want the 8, and then whatever you want to do, like backup, it's up to you. But a decent 2150, 2000, around that range. Bigger pump. For 800, dual 450s would be fine enough for 800 for sure. Really anything more than that. Yeah. It's really good. At one point in the run, I saw the fuel pressure like it was at 6,500 RPMs, at 7,500 RPMs. The fuel pressure never increased. It stayed exactly the same, stagnant. And then I saw it. Then it started like slowly going up. And I looked at that from 65. 55, whatever it was, and 75 something, the fuel pressure stayed stagnant that whole part right there. And then it started going up and I let off and it started falling back down. So you was already about to be on the edge of your fuel limitations right now. Like I said, I can't speak to how anything was set up beforehand or like that because
I didn't have as many sensors, so maybe you just didn't know.
That too. So you have to I check all that stuff.
Yeah.
If a car comes with it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come with it, then I have to know.
Yeah, no, I didn't have like fuel pressure sensor on there before, so the only way you would have known is like looking at it.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
See if it's building, falling, whatever like that. But sometimes it will build, but then you also gotta watch the rhythm of how it builds. Some people they'll watch it, they'll go like this, and they'll go, and you'll see it, and like that. That tells me there's that little delay in there that they're gonna have a problem as you start turning it up. It's starting to show signs of the drop. But overall, I think I'm happy with it. It feels good. I tested the drivability, made some adjustments to it. Cruise is good. I turned the AC on while cruising, turn the AC off while cruising, idle on with AC on, idle, AC off, AC on while cranking. So it makes, just in case if you forget the AC was on and you crank it, I want to see what that does. But like I said, once you fix your voltage or if there's any weird stuff going on, it may run different. You heard it first. Mm-hmm. So if you talk to him, it's like, yo, Desmond told you it's gonna run different. It may run different. It may go richer. It may, act a little funny. Voltage, everything, the whole car is ran off voltage. If you have bad voltage on the car is gonna run poorly.
Yeah, I ran into that.
So
I got rid of the 2500 because literally all of a sudden I just had batteries spiking and jump up to like 22, drop to 8, jump up to 22, drop to 8. So fuck, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So make sure that, check your grounds, what kind of ground cables you have. If it's a true copper ground one, like sometimes they use like the welding ones. A lot of people use that. That's like a true. Sometimes you get those cheap ones. It's copper mixed with other stuff in it, packed in there, and it's not true all the way copper. So you might want to look into that. That also determines that. Where your grounds are located also determines that. What terminals also determines that. But yeah, the voltage I feel like should be higher.
Yeah.
It should be a lot higher.
I feel like
bare minimum, from the time I start the car, by the time I a full run, it should always at least bare minimum be like 13.4 at the lowest. If it's 13.3 consistently, cool, we can slide with that. But 13.4 the lowest, the higher the better, way better. The higher the better, and whatnot. Even if you get ID 1700, that should also be enough to get to your 8 as well. If you want to get ID 1700s, That should be enough also to get there. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. But if you want to go bigger, just the 2150s, just to get them one and done, you can do that too.
Just trying to think for like further down the road too.
Yeah, further down the road.
Crazy, you know?
Yeah, because you may love how it feels when you turn it up, and you may be like, you know what, I'm gonna go with a bigger turbo. Then you go to bigger turbo. Shit, I got to upgrade the fuel system again.
Yeah, you gotta do everything again.
Yeah, so like that's why I tell people plan it out how you want it. But it works in stages also, you know. But it's gonna feel good. I'm gonna unload it. We're gonna go for a street drive, and you'll see what it feels like.
I mean, 584 is no slug, man. You're still moving.
No,
584 for wheels.
That's all
I know
wheels.
before it was on two wheel.
I mean,
Before it was on two wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have between those, you'll have some loss for it. If you disactivate the all wheel and only run the rear wheel, you have way more power.
Yeah.
From that. If I do a run with just the rear wheels, this is probably rated over 600, lower than mid 6s already. You know, so the torque probably would have been up there too because it would have probably accelerated a lot quicker too. So you have a lot more loss on it in all of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So all right. Drive and see what this thing does, how it performs, and let's see how good it feels on the street for him. First time in feeling it at this power level. All right, go ahead. How'd that feel?
that's insane, bro.
Yo, the wastegate opened up and I was like, he's gonna fucking go crazy when he feels that. I saw you kind of like hesitate and you're shifting.
Oh, yeah. That gets me every time. The wastegate's opening.
Oh my goodness, that is a rip. That is a rip. Keep going, we're gonna make a U-turn. Actually, make a U-turn. Bro, you have to feel it in your chest.
I feel it.
I felt the whole back end drop and the whole thing suck forward. At such a like 600 horsepower, nothing crazy.
Yeah, this car does it, man. It does it.
Yo, this is gonna feel absolutely stupid when you go to 800.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not gonna make any sense when you go 800 wheel.
It's gonna be ridiculous. No, I'm ready for it.
Shit, that felt so fucking good, bro. Let me check the log on that. Oh my gosh. I love that. Bro, imagine that's only 24 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
Only 24. That's how you know things are working efficient. All right. Feels good?
Oh, I feel it. That's the best the car's ever felt, dude.
Bro, this is insane. To say 25 pounds of boost, the way it's running, it's freaking insane.
I'm gonna get in trouble with this thing.
Insane, bro. Don't even tell your friend what it feels like. Just take it for a ride and fucking scare him. All right, brother. So we just finished that session. Tell me overall how it went for you today.
Oh, it went great. You know, minus a few issues on my part of the car that we worked through.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we got a 93 tune on it.
Yeah.
Way exceeded the power goals, especially on 93.
How did it feel just now when you went for that pull?
Oh, that exhilarating.
Yeah.
That shit was insane.
It feels a lot stronger than actually what it's putting down.
Dude, that was probably stronger than my last E-tune. Yeah, that shit was nuts.
How did it feel overall, just driving the car, just the functions and stuff like that?
The car drives great, especially compared to the last time.
Yep.
I drove it. Like, it wasn't really like drivable.
Right.
Like, it had the power, but it wasn't drivable. Now, all the drivability is there.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that thing hits, man. That wastegate's allowed, but like I can imagine like on E, you want to be at over 800, and the way it feels right now, bro, it feels really stupid, and I don't even know why, because it only made almost 600 and over 500 foot-pounds of torque, but it feels really good, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, dude. Thanks,
all right,
man.
Hey, no worries, bro. Until next time, we'll get it on the E tune and we'll get it turned up. This is Desmond Pierre back again with another episode, another session, something a little different this time. I had a customer reach out to me to want to get his car tuned. It's a Nissan R32 Skyline. He originally came in, wanted to do flex fuel, but his battery voltage was kind of iffy, was kind of dropping. He had a couple bugs going on with that on that end, so I told him, you know, if the car started dropping voltage, then it may drop fuel pressure. And that's not going to be good before we go to E85. So I said, let's test it out on 93 first. Let's see where we at. Let's see where we land on power-wise, drivability-wise. Not only that, but injector duty, because he wanted to be 800 horses, but he only had ID 1300 cc injectors. So that's a real limiting factor. He had twin 340, AM 340 pumps. That's another limiting factor. So I said, you might not have enough fuel system to make that kind of power range. Let's see where we stand right now. This way I can check the duty. We made a couple of changes on the alternator settings for the Haltech. Voltage kind of went up a little bit, partially, and then it kind of started falling off a little bit as well. The fuel pressure really didn't drop off that much, but I already knew it would be signs of that once we went E85. Car ran great. You know, we stopped. We was in the lower 500s in the beginning. But I knew that this car was only going to be on one fuel, so I wanted to make it a little bit more spicier for him, but still safe, because I want to make it spicy but still safe. So on pump gas 93, no ethanol. On pump 93, we finished them at 584, 414 foot-pounds of torque. Power comes up, feels nice, feels good. There's a couple things I told him he could do to make more power and to make this carry out a lot better. You know, so I told him he needs bigger wastegate springs. Because if you're trying to make over 800, the little bit of wastegate springs you have in there, I think he said like 16, 15 or 14 PSI springs, that's not gonna be enough to make that power. So we have bigger springs. I told him to put in there roughly maybe 23, 25, about 25 PSI on the gate. I could soften it up on the 93, so I'm not worrying about that. And then when I'm on the E85, at least I'll have enough gate pressure to make all the power for it. Overall, this car feels great. We went for a street pull. This car ran so hard. I'm so surprised at 600 horsepower how hard it hit, and it could be because of the torque, but this thing hit so hard and it came on so good and smooth. I knew he was gonna be happy. I told y'all, wait for that facial expression. I told y'all, wait for that expression from the customer. He's gonna watch his face, watch what he says, and he's gonna love it. He's gonna be shocked. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I knew it was gonna happen, and I love that for him. I love that for him, so he could enjoy this car. He's able to drive around still as is, upgrade some stuff, you know, for the next session. So we can upgrade his injectors for bigger injectors, upgrade his pumps for bigger pumps, and fix his voltage issue, and also upgrade his wastegate springs. Those were his limiting factor for his E85 map for making more power. I was already at 88 to 90% injector duty as is on his 1300s. So there was no point of going ethanol. It would have been a waste. It would have been a waste of time on my end, customer end. He'd be wasting his time, he'd be wasting his money, and I don't want that for my customers. I want to make sure that we capitalize on being time efficient, financially efficient for him as well. So this way he could put that right now money into getting bigger injectors and bigger parts, things he needs to do to fix his car. But as is, it feels great. It feels amazing. We drove it around. Drivability is smooth as peach. Car fires up perfectly. When he got here, it was cranking, crank, and then it fired over, and it kind of stumbled a little bit. Now, turn the key, fires right up immediately. You know, I test those things. Adjust it, turn the car off. Crank it over again. Depending on how fast, how slow, I keep adjusting from cold to hot. just to make sure it fires off or bursts off quickly, efficiently, smoothly. It goes up and it catches right at the idle where it needs to be. He's happy. He's ecstatic. He's so happy. He loves how it feels, how it drives. He said, this is the fastest my car ever been. This is the best it's ever been. He had 2 other tuners, I think maybe local, and one's an E-tune. And he said, this feels better than both tuners that have had it, you know. And then I'm not in competition with anybody. I just do my work. Customer tells me what they want, and I go after it. I work for the customers. Customers kind of have their goals, and I already know what I need to do. I'm a tuner that's very big on drivability. So off the bat, that's the first thing we're gonna work. We're gonna make sure drivability, AC on and off, everything still functions like a factory car, but has all his gadgets of aftermarket computer, upgraded systems, stuff like that, making power. But it still performs, still runs great. And that's what I wanted for him. You too can work with us, just like how he did. You can reach me at 941-268-7493. Or you can catch me on all platforms of social media at Performance Destination. Whether it's dyno, remote, or travel tuning, we can come to your state, your island, or where you're located. We meet the needs of all computer systems. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe below. Drop a comment what you'd like to see for our next video. More details, more explanation on the setup and diagnostics. Thank you for watching again.